Hi again, Gregg Bell, the News Tribune here at Lumen Field in Seattle. Well, this was it. This is what Pete Carroll wants the Seahawks to look like. This is how he's designed them to play. It's how he wants them to play. 19-9 is music to Pete Carroll's ears. It's how the coach wants it. Defense led in the victory over the Cardinals today. Yes, the Cardinals looked really bad on offense. They had no running game because they were missing their top three running backs. It was Kyler Murray or bust. Still, things changed for Seattle's defense. They had given up 84 yards and 84 points and 946 yards the previous two games. What changed? Well, first of all, they changed some scheme. They went up for pressure up the middle. A lot of the defense was deep inside centric, trying to force Murray and the offense outside, and then it was up to Uchenna Nwosu, Darrell Taylor on third downs, and some of the outside linebackers and edge players to maintain their edge and contain Murray. And they did that decently. Murray still ran for 100 yards, but the pressure up the middle is what changed the game. 6 sacks, 3 of them by defensive linemen. They only had 8 sacks in 5 games coming into this, Seattle did. They had 6 today, changed the game. Fourth down stops. I thought the fourth down, first of all, the Cardinals were not kicking because they had a backup kicker. Mac Prater, their kicker, was injured, so they had a backup kicker. You saw Amendola missed an extra point at PAT, which is why Cliff Kingsbury kept going for it on fourth down in the deep in Seattle's end. 3 times he failed at it, and inexplicably to me, he had Murray dropping back 10 yards to throw the ball when he could have just spread Murray out and get him onto the edges and challenge Seattle's defense with the run, quarterback run. That's what I would have done on all 3 of those fourth downs. So Seattle will take Murray sitting back in a stag pocket, collapsing on him, and that's what happened. 3 of the sacks by defensive linemen I mentioned. Clint Hurt, the coordinator and the old line coach, got after his D linemen this past week, challenged them personally to be better and more accountable for each other. And the defensive linemen, Poona Ford and others said in the locker room after the game, they got on each other. Jordan Brooks said in the locker room that was a key. The accountability that the players just challenged themselves to be better. He said, yeah, we changed some scheme, we changed some things, but most of all, we owned up. We owned up to each other. He thinks these changes, both in mentality and scheme, are really going to help them going forward. Brooks was saying that. Carroll was saying that. They get the Chargers and Justin Herbert in 7 days in Los Angeles. That's going to be a whole different challenge. Throwing the ball and getting to the quarterback. Herbert gets the ball out quickly and has an array of receivers. The Chargers have a better run game than Arizona had today. Arizona's running backs had just 44 yards rushing and 18 carries. But safe to say, the tone of the Seahawks season changed today. It doesn't need to have Geno Smith to win games. Today was a proof of that. We'll see what how it will be when the competition improves here in the next couple weeks. Smith had a 20 for 31 passing day for 190 some yards, no touchdown passes. Ken Walker was the star of the offense. In his first start for injured Rashad Penny, he said again, as he did in his locker room this past week, he's very thankful for Penny and his mentorship and his friendship, and he's sick and that he's getting his spot only because Penny is out for the year with that injury and surgery. 90-plus yards in his first start. He showed why they drafted him in the second round. All of you are wondering why they drafted running back. 1, it's the most attrited position in the sport. Less than 3 years, the average lifespan of an NFL running back's career. 2, Rashad Penny has yet to be an every down, every day running back because he gets hurt after every few games of his 5-year career. And then you saw some of the explosiveness, elusiveness in the lateral movement, his quickness of Ken Walker of being able to move side to side away from tacklers. He did it on his 11-yard touchdown run up the middle and then to the left sideline. That's what he showed at Michigan State last year when he shredded the Big Ten, and that's why the Seahawks drafted him as highly as they did. It's now Walker's offense to be the foundation for Geno Smith in a play-action passing game. If the defense can get 6 sacks or even close to it, the calculus of the entire season changes for Seattle drastically. Carroll was almost excited and relieved, really, after the game. You could see it on his face and hear it in his voice today. I finally have some semblance of hope that this defense can be what we need it to be. It's why they changed to the 3-4, to get pressure on the quarterback. And with a team that had no running backs and no running attack, it worked. Now, we've seen with San Francisco, New Orleans, even Detroit to a certain extent, that teams that run right at Seattle still has will give this team challenges in the run defense. Arizona was not one of those today. It played right into Seattle's hands in a 19-9 win. Seahawks are 3-3 after 6 games, somewhat remarkable with how bad the defense had been until today. San Francisco's 3-3. Los Angeles, the Rams are 3-3. The Cardinals are 2-4. The Seahawks are right there in the division after 6 games. All my coverage is at thenewstribune.com and on Twitter at GBellSeattle. Kind of a stunning reversal of fortunes for the Seattle defense today at Lumen Field. Thanks for watching.